Hi there. Welcome to a Carlton Witch Ramble about the energy of the finals. Now, this particular final season, especially the grand final, is being played around one of the most extremely powerful eclipses that we will have in our lifetimes. So, anyone who's interested in the way that my brain works around the AFL and astrology, stay with me. So let's take a look at some of the powerful energies that we are going to be dealing with while this AFL season rolls to a close. Okay, we've got number one. Now, this is the most powerful energy that we're going to be dealing with, which is the energy that is lifting up fear and power through collective acceptance. Now, that energy is the energy of Aquarius. Okay, top number one, powerful energy. Number two is Gemini. Now, Gemini is looking after chaotic revolution and change. Number three, we are looking at Cancer energy, which is luck, growth, reward through creating a balanced new idea of family. Okay. Like the expansion of family ideals and safety and security. All right. The balancing of, work life kind of energy, right? So, next up, number four, and we are looking at Aries energy, which this is a bit of a tough one, okay? Because not only is it healing past wounds, it is dreaming of this new world that we are building. It is a new 160-year cycle. It's building something new and strong by being disciplined. But Aries energy is also ruling over karma and the handing out of karma coming very strong and very fast. That's important to remember. Then, next up, we've got number five, which is Libra energy, which is currently ruling masculine energy, motivation, anger, drive. There's a little bit of a passive aggressiveness to it right now. And we're all sort of feeling collectively this energy of, I should have said something, I should have done something in regards to standing up for yourself. Okay. And number six, powerful energy, but sort of in the negative, okay? Leo energy. Now, that is because it is battling with the Aquarius energy, okay? So it is battling with fear and power through collective acceptance. It's like this old way versus the new way type of energy. So, how does that relate to the AFL? Well, let me show you this. So, Aquarius energy, fear, power through collective acceptance. The Collingwood team is an Aquarius energy. The Adelaide team is a Gemini energy. The Cats and Fremantle are Cancer energies. The Suns and Hawks are Aries energy. And the Giants are Leo energy. So, when we have a little looky at who kind of gets knocked out, okay? So, firstly, we're not surprised here, okay? Giants. Now, Giants get knocked out. Now, that was an interesting energy when they played the Hawks because that was an ego death energy. Okay. Who deserved to have the bigger ego death was going to be the team that won. So that tells me that GWS, who I thought would be the ones who were winning this one, that they, in fact, did not deserve the bigger ego death. Maybe they have done some work behind closed doors to overcome the karmic backhand from the universe because of their interesting choices of outfits at a Christmas party last year. So, next, okay, Fremantle, a Cancer energy team ruled by the moon. When they played, they were in fact dealing with the energy of a void moon. Now, I've tracked the energy and the AFL for almost 2 years now, probably going on to closer to 3 years. And anytime a Cancer energy team, so Geelong or Fremantle, plays during a void moon phase, they're always hazy. So the Suns took advantage of that because a number of their energies are, in fact, building something new and strong by being very disciplined. So Fremantle, you're out. So then we're moving on. Okay. Adelaide. Now, unfortunately for Adelaide, okay, they were in the running, but the way that they have handled the situation with Isaac Rankine has gotten them the hard, fast, strong, instant hand of karma. When they lost against the Hawks, they had to redo that energy the week after due to a planet that is dealing with them going retrograde between those two games. So they had to have their karma. Then they had to have their karma again because they did not deal with the situation properly. Okay. So who have we got left? Well, unfortunately, their sons had to get knocked out. There's a few reasons for the Suns getting knocked out. The most important part of why they lost to the Lions energetically is because at that time that they played, the Brisbane Lions were having an extreme abundance of masculine energy and motivation, one in which that energy of the Gold Coast team just could not match up to. So here we are. Who are we left with? Well, we are left with Geelong playing the Hawks and Collingwood playing Brisbane. So I was pretty confident. That Geelong would come through to win. Here is my reasoning. Collingwood have faced a few internal situations. And now let's remember that there is a collective acceptance that has to come for the Aquarius energy, Collingwood, to be in power. So when we saw the situation with Mr. Bobby Hill, which I won't go into, that really came down to some questioning energy that they had to deal with in regards to the acceptance of Bobby and his energy. I've seen a number of very positive, accepting things occurring around Bobby. So that still leaves them at the top. All right. So Geelong, I thought you were in with a big, big chance because Hawthorn are deserving of that ego death. However, I do not know what to say about this because this is not what you want to be doing in the current energy. Okay. Now, there is still a small chance that they make a comeback from this. Otherwise, lest the big, fast, strong hand of Daddy Karma take away your chance at winning against the Hawks. So there's a number of reasons astrologically why this is not the way to be. Feminine energy right now is being lifted up by revenge, and it is being protected by this idea that feminine energy is power. So there's a lot of overdoing in the feminine energy revenge department, and we are very close to moving into, quite literally, the masculine energy being ruled over by a vengeance kind of a vibe. So this, especially because it was a woman, and, you know, there's been a number of little things kind of happening around this. The karma is coming hard and fast. So, does that mean the Hawks will prevail against Geelong? Or will the ego death from the old boys against the young boys, will that take out the Hawks? That is the question. The energy on the weekend is very fucking interesting. Okay. So the 19th and the 20th have a number of massive energy shifts. We will be also dealing with a pretty annoying, frustrating inability to be adaptive. So Friday night, there is a very disciplined energy when it comes to the ego and when it comes to moving forward with motivation. And this is where I struggle to know who is going to win. because Geelong, a Cancer energy team, is ruled over by the moon, and the moon is in Leo, which is giving the ego boost. Okay. Venus, which is our relationships and our sense of worth, is also in Leo, which is also giving the Geelong Cats a lot of ego and confidence to work with. But Hawthorn have a number of Leo energied players who would have an overdoing of ego with this energy. So, have they overcome mentalities that have gotten them stuck? Or are we seeing the proof of mentalities, specifically by the Geelong team, that is going to get them the hand of karma? Okay. And then on the 20th, this one is particularly interesting. And Collingwood, you should have hoped and prayed for that Leo energy on the Friday night, which is when I thought that game would be played. And unfortunately, by the time we move into Saturday night, we are not having the Leo energy uplifted with confidence. So that is going to affect your only Leo player, Jamie Elliott. Now, if the Collingwood game had been on Friday night, I would not even be questioning whether or not Collingwood would win. But it's on the Saturday. And the energy on the Saturday is massively different because we will have a lot of inner critic energy. We will have a lot of detail noticing energy. So the question will be, who gets uplifted by that? I think the Lions are the outliers here. Their ruling energy is going to be very clear thinking, very direct thinking. Their whole entire energy, the ruler, the energy that rules it, will be in its favorite mental fuel. So, Collingwood, who are the Aquarius team, who are very good at adapting, part of their ability to adapt is incredibly impacted by this energy. So, Brisbane, the outliers, may come through with this one, which is very interesting to me. Had this been around the other way, had Geelong not had their recent fuckery, I would say very confidently that this would be a Geelong Collingwood grand final taking place on the week of an eclipse, meaning that the moon is empowered to its highest degree, meaning that the Geelong Cats would be the most empowered out of everybody for the grand final. So I would have said very confidently, had this have been Collingwood on Friday, Geelong on Saturday, that Geelong will win the grand final playing against Collingwood. But now, with the indiscretion of the Geelong team, with the hand of karma coming very fast, and with that really displaying that not only are they deserving of karma, but they are also not creating a very happy family environment, therefore not accessing their best amount of luck. Now, for the Collingwood Brisbane situation, Brisbane will have to be careful of not overthinking, with not getting in their heads. Because even though Collingwood are a little impacted by their ability to pivot and change, and Jamie Elliott is not being empowered, some of the Virgo energies on the Collingwood team are incredibly important. And those energies are going to be very fucking powerful. So while they might not be able to rely on Jamie Elliott, they have got some players they can rely on, one of which is Maynard. So, Maynard, Hoskin Elliott, is he playing? Those two are going to be especially empowered. Secondary to that, Daniel McStay and Darcy Cameron also being extremely empowered. Okay. So, it's going to be a really close one. Okay. Patrick Lipinski also very much empowered. Close, energetic battle between all of these teams because Geelong and Hawthorn are both deserving of the hand of karma. because Collingwood and Brisbane are both being uplifted in very similar ways. So Brisbane, who were the outliers up until I realized that they were playing on Saturday, move a little bit closer to being able to win. So it's really going to come down to who is being the most affected by the shady fucking energy that is around this weekend. Who needs to be able to pivot? Who can't pivot because of the energy? So, very fucking interesting to me. I'm going to say, purely on a guess, the Hawks will surprisingly beat the Cats. And the Collingwood Brisbane, I just don't know. I'm going to pick Collingwood. I feel like they've done the work to earn the reward. And Brisbane could potentially be too far in their heads. So I also think that Geelong will have a pretty high injury risk. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is what takes them down. So good luck to everyone. Obviously, Carlton aren't playing, so I don't really have anything in this game. I don't even know who I would like to see win, but I would like to see Collingwood in the grand final. And I think I would like them to be playing the Hawks. So let's see how all of this plays out.